Amores, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I know it's been such a long time since I've been on here. Girl, don't come for me. Honestly, a lot going on behind the scenes to kind of catch you guys up on what you've missed so far. Back on Instagram, I told you guys that I have been suffering from really bad migraines. Do you remember that? Yes? No? Maybe? Well, I was telling you guys that I have been suffering from really bad migraines for the past, it's been like 6 months coming. But again, I didn't know what it was. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like me, when I get a headache, most of the time I just pop an Advil or Tylenol and I let it go away with the medicine. And so that's what I was doing. I was, for the most part, if I had a headache, I would take medicine for it and wait for it to go away. But then I noticed where I would have a migraine for like weeks on end. And when I say weeks on end, I would say like it would start on a Monday and it would go all the way through the next Monday. And it wouldn't stop. I would take Advil, I would drink water, I would try to massage my forehead. Girl, I did everything in the book and nothing would do it. Like nothing would stop the headache. So it just came to the point where I was like, you know what? Maybe it's my eyesight, And it's better to know what you have than not knowing, and then to be guessing, oh, it could be this, oh, it could be that. And then you don't know if you're making it worse by drinking that medication. You don't know if you're making it worse by not getting it checked out. So long story short, we went to the eye doctor. I have it here. Put it into terms so you guys will understand. When you're born with a round eye, okay? Like a regular person has a round eye. Me, Olivia, my eyes are the shape of a football.
Move it, football head!
People who tend to have green or blue eyes, 9 times out of 10, they always have to get glasses because our eyes are very sensitive to the light. I'm gonna show you guys the glasses that I ended up picking. Tell me they're not the prettiest glasses you have seen in your life. Cute, right? You guys are gonna pretty much see on this vlog, you're gonna see the Darwin incident. We had Pedro, the media nut, and ask the cast questions, and then the audience was also allowed to ask questions. And then towards the end, we had the manga signing, and I got my own personal manga from my boyfriend and the cast because I know all of them. Go ahead and grab a snack and come on back. You might even need some tissue because while I was editing the vlog, I was cracking up. So I can only imagine if I was cracking up, you're gonna be cracking up. So as you can see from the title and thumbnail, we are here live and in color. I think they're starting the event at 5:30. I wanted to show you guys who's here so far. The media nuts, my boyfriend, Yenny M, but they're all part of the cast of the Darwin Incident. If you can see it right there as a manga. So we have like our own little section here in Barnes & Nobles. It's pretty cool. You want to say hi to my vlog? This is Yenny Ann's husband. Yeah, brand newlyweds, right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Very proud. Proud.
I've known I was just saying to the blog that I've known you guys for like, what, 2 years now? 3 years?
Time flies.
It's crazy, huh? Crazy how time flies.
We're at a very important event today.
Yes, very important. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. This is pretty cool.
Very cool.
That we're here in Barnes & Noble.
Our first book signing.
For real, this is really cool. Like, this is an awesome opportunity, and hopefully this opens more doors to everybody.
Absolutely. Just to open up the Florida, Miami, actors.
Anime, right?
For anime. So
yeah, it's exciting.
Very excited.
So, thank you for saying hi.
Absolutely.
Hello everyone. Welcome everybody to the Darwin Incident event. Thank you all for coming. My name is Pedro Tessa, aka the Media Nut. I'll be your host for today. But today we're here with the cast of the Darwin Incident. Let's give a moment to introduce everybody, starting from here down. Sean.
Hello, hi. Thank you guys so much for coming. My name is Sean Tapiero, and I play Rivera Firebrand in the Darwin Incident.
My name is Yenny Ann, and I play Charlie. Hi, my name is Kate Dominich, and I play Lucy in the Darwin Incident.
I'm Roly Gutiérrez. I play Gilbert Stein, and I'm also the director of the Darwin Incident. An anime, by the way, in case you guys didn't know what it was.
Anime.
It's a self-help book, by the way.
How to bring out your wild side.
You know, whatever. And thank you all so much for coming out here. Thank you so much for Barnes & Noble for having us. It is an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be working with such a wonderful group of people. And more importantly, thank you all for all the people who are joining us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make events like this happen. So give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. You guys are simple. We're gonna start things off with a couple of questions, and then after a little bit of time passes, we're gonna let you guys as fans ask questions to the cast. All right, first question. So for the main character, Yenny. So obviously you play the titular character of Charlie. How would you differentiate playing the role of Charlie from other characters you've played?
Well, the first thing is I've never voiced a monkey, so that would be the first difference. Also, I do voice a lot of boy roles, specifically with Centauro. Roly works as the director, and voicing a boy is cool. Voicing a half boy, half chimpanzee is rather cooler. And I think it was a little bit difficult for me because I'm usually very big on like expressions and stuff. And with Charlie, if you've seen the anime, he has no expression whatsoever. He is as dull as a doorknob, but we love him. And that was the difficult one. That for us was hard because Roly had to be like, "You're giving too much." I'm like, "I just said fine." He's like, "You need to be dead inside." So okay. But yeah, that was it.
Next question is for Kate. If Lucy were to be a guest star in one of your streams, what game would you imagine she'd be interested in playing with you? Would she help you build the amazing digital circus in Tamagotchi Life? Would she help you cause mayhem in GTA? Or would you guys squad up in Fortnite?
Well, we've seen Lucy and Charlie play, an off-brand Mario Kart. Kart racing, things like that. I think she totally would like to cause mayhem in GTA. She has a very go with the flow personality, and she's also very bubbly and social and outgoing. So I think she would totally be all up in that world.
Do you ever see the possibility of Charlie or any of the other Darwin Incident characters being added to a game like Fortnite?
That
would be awesome. I would love to play as a half human, half chimpanzee in Fortnite. I mean, at that point, we'd obviously have to get the skins.
Wait, Charlie right now is like an aura farmer. He's been memed.
Yeah, he would get in. He would get in. I mean, he's literally holding a gun in one of the manga covers. So I'm literally on a skyscraper. He's in Tilted Towers right now as we speak. He's in Tilted Towers, you guys. So I think it's possible.
Question, this is for everyone. Common question I like to ask with any of my interviews, media. Your characters in the Darwin Incident, what would another character that each of you guys have voiced in any of your other projects, who would you like for them to interact with or meet if they had the chance? Sean, we'll start with you, then we'll go down.
These are such polar opposites. So before I did the Darwin Incident, I had an opportunity to voice Jesus, as in Christ. So I would love for those two to meet, and I did that also at Centauro. So to have Rivera meet Jesus Christ, and that would be insane. To have him judged by the Son of God would be an epic. Would be an epic event that you could sell pay-per-view for. So yeah, that'd have to be my answer.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see that. I don't know how to come after Jesus. I don't know. For some reason, I have very memeable boy voices, and I did a game called Gas Station Simulator that a lot of people liked, and I am the voice of Dennis, so the one that's like, "You're mean," and Dennis would like to trash the place, and so I feel like Charlie would just watch him and be like, "Why is it that you do this?" And then tag along to just feel something, because again, not a lot going on up there except Lucy. So yeah, I feel like them two would be very good, and they spray paint just like that. So yeah, I think those two. Maybe a character that I voice that is kind of similar to Lucy in a way would be Otai from Gintama, or Tai Shimura. Yeah, there you go. I'm in season 2 on Netflix, and Ginpachi's dating class as well. Very, obviously that's Gin back there behind me. She's very Like, you know that fake nice kind of person that like they get on your nerves how fake nice they are? She also has those moments like Lucy where she will just crash out completely. Totally aggressive and like passive aggressive and like just outright exploding at times at people and just kicking people's butts. So I think that her and Lucy might have that like firecracker energy together and maybe they could like get along, you know?
Yeah, mine are kind of like polar opposites too. Gintoki from Gintama, the world's best vagabond, you know. So him and Gilbert's always put in, two dads talking science, but I think Gin would get bored at first, but once Gilbert starts throwing down in the kitchen, that's the way to get to P's heart. The food, they'll just be chatting it up and eating it up, you know what I mean? That's what I think they would do.
Applause for that one. That was great. Oh wait, no, snap. Sorry, snap. Not disrupt. So go back to you, Roly, for a second. So you play the role of Charlie's father. When playing the role of a character of a humanity or something that's like not entirely human, is there a difference between playing a father of a non-human, regular human, or is it kind of like same thing, probably level?
I think it's the same thing. Right. Charlie didn't really display, aside from being able to like jump to the top of a building, you know, he has like your typical emotions that might come with a teenager, you know, everybody's different, everybody's got their different personalities, so I kind of have a kid that kind of acts like that, one of my children, so, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, I already know what to do here, so you know what I mean, just kind of like tapping into that, you know, so, yeah, you just going with that approach, because he wasn't that much like different on a human level, so he was just like socially awkward.
Because you are the director of this project. How did it guide your cast when working on such a morally complex story?
Like, I had them all like read beforehand so they could kind of be on the same page and it wasn't such a curveball because it was so much like deep subject matter. And then just, you know, the subject matter of the book relates so much to like current, you know, era stuff. So they could kind of like, you know, channel things of that nature to kind of help them, like, you know, tap into the way they needed to act for these characters. And depicting those, you know, morally crazy topics and whatnot that the Darwin Incident has. But I like it. It's a very good critique on, you know, just the state of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. But everybody was able to tackle the work that was presented to them. You know, they were all seasoned and skilled enough to knock it out. You know what I mean? So I trusted in them and they really happened. You know.
For those who don't know, Sean here actually has a band, Leave It To Us. Some of my favorite songs include Save It For Another Day, Moving On, Memories, and Always Home. As a musician, how would you compare the work that comes with being in a band to the work that comes with being a voice actor?
Voice acting is far easier, in my opinion. You've already got a script, you've got a great director who's going to be like, say these words this way, now. Making music is something you do completely from scratch, just based on a feeling. So, and not only that, there are way more minds that can weigh in when you're making music, especially if you're in a band with 3 other members who are like, no, I don't like that, yes, I do want this. I'm the primary lyricist for our band, so I write virtually all of the songs lyrically. Being vulnerable that way even though these are like some of my best friends in the world, just being vulnerable that way and being like, this is my heart on a page, what do you think about it, you know? And if they shoot you down, you're just like, it kind of sucks. But it's infinitely harder than it is to be a voice actor. I think voice acting comes more naturally to me just because I'm an actor at heart, and music is more of a passion. I love them both, but it would be like a 1A, 1B situation with acting being 1A. So I like making music because of the way I get to share it with people, and being on the stage with people is an incredible feeling. That being said, it's way harder for me to write music. I'm really not musically inclined. I tried my hand at guitar when I was a kid. It didn't work out, and I picked it up in college because my best friend started the band that I'm in, and I went to one of their shows and I thought this would be incredible to share this with my best friend, and so I busted my hump to learn how to play guitar, and as soon as they had an opening in the band, I auditioned and they welcomed me with open arms. So here I am now, and it's been like 12 or 13 years since that happened. So we've had a lot of great times, but making music is far harder, I think, than voice acting, but I'm very grateful to be able to do both.
For Giddy and Kate. So obviously, for those who don't know, the two of you not only have worked together before, but you guys are in real life are really good friends. So then, like, did your already established friendship help make the relationship between Charlie and Lucy feel more real, or were there any challenges that came with that?
I mean, we can't spoil, but you can read the manga. I think, honestly, being friends does help. I mean, Charlie and Lucy start off as not so close, and then they get close, and then they get real close. Kate and I ended up close. We're not going to get real close. But we did have a really good time. When I found out that I was Charlie, my first question was like, who's Lucy? And I remember asking Roly, and when he said Kate, I like yelled. I said, no, what? Because we've been doing like Friends or like we've always been lately getting like roles together again and again.
Like, wait, I'll shout out the roles we do have together as friends. We have Miss Heed and Gilo in Villainous that we'd like to see them get closer to. We have Talking Angela and Talking Becca and Talking Tom. Yeah. But yeah, being friends, I feel like that definitely helped us kind of go through the journey together, because every time we recorded something, we would like go through it together, like over text or like over call, like after we're like, oh my god, like what did you do during the episode, like how did it make you feel, like what do you feel about this, are you reading ahead, like, so we were always constantly talking about like our experience going through the manga ourselves and the series as we were watching.
The worst piece of advice I've ever been given, going way too all out on one take or on one show, would probably be the worst piece of advice I've ever had, just because it's the name of the game is longevity and preservation.
If you're doing good at something and you have something that you want to celebrate it with all that you got. Celebrate it, scream it to the top of your lungs. Yeah, at some point maybe it's not going to be the coolest thing around anymore, but you got to do it. That was you. And you should always be proud of everything that you have and everything that you do, because you did something that someone else didn't do. And that's amazing.
Everyone has a fair shot. At the end of the day, it depends on what you bring to the game and how much work and effort you put in and the talent that you have to offer and the skill you have to offer, because, this doesn't happen overnight. Like this, us being here and talking to you guys and having this amazing event doesn't just happen overnight. It's a lot of hard work, and this is honestly one of the first anime opportunities that have gone to Prime Video that we've gotten here in Miami, and that's an amazing achievement. It's an amazing achievement for Roly, who got to direct it, and the rest of us who have had the pleasure and such a blessing to be on the cast. So, yeah.
Gotten bad advice. And if I have, I forgot it, because it's probably that stupid that I don't even remember it after 15 years in the biz. So I'm just like, yeah. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend drinking milk. So that, or cold water, tightening up the vocal cords. But that's about it,
What would you guys say was the hardest scene for you to record on the whole entire show?
I think for me, it was when Lucy was trying to get Charlie like more, like help him get more friends in school, like help him into the friend groups, break into the social environment and stuff. I like when that moment when she crashes out in the cafeteria over what it is, like I mentioned before, what it is to be a high school girl and how people perceive you. I think that was so difficult because she really did crash out, and I was like, Roly, is this too much? And you were like, nah, it was believable. It was a believable crash out.
I will say there is a trigger warning. One of the episodes has to do with a school shooting. That one was very difficult because Charlie had to pick up teenagers who were shot and who were still, alive and breathing. Cass does an amazing job with doing all of the sound and the wallow, which is the background noise of that. I remember getting misty-eyed because Charlie doesn't say much, but I'm, doing again little like grabbing all the kids. You're listening to the children at that point, like begging for Charlie to like grab them and stuff, and that was very, very difficult. I also did actually I don't just voice Charlie, I also voice some of the girl classmates in the background, and I did a lot of those voices of, holding in, whimpering, crying, getting hit by a bullet, and that was very difficult. It's not easy. It was a startling episode, and I think that a lot of people started climbing on Darwin Incident at that episode because nobody thought that that was going to be something that was aired, and it is unfortunately something that we are really dealing with here in the United States.
I had a blast doing this project, and I really hope we get renewed for another season because I would love to explore more of Fear Event. I think honestly the toughest for me was probably the very beginning was the trailer, because I'm in so much of the trailer, I don't know anything about him yet. He has a big monologue. There's a moment where he's talking to Lucy, and he goes on this diatribe of, you basically get to see exactly why he's so nutty, and he really shares his philosophy with the audience.
talk to Jay. I'm not also
Make it fun.
Find this quote in the show.
I work with you on Gintama and everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Awesome!
Get creative with it. You have full liberty over the book.
Funny, because I'm looking at you and I've seen this guy.
And they should be good. You know,
They said it immediately. I'm like, I recognize the face, but I couldn't put it anywhere else.
We clocked it.
I mean, look, it's very palatable for somebody that's new. It's like going the other direction and watching.
wait, they're hard stickers to get off of these things.
Me.
This one's to me.
Oddly enough, he's never.
Oh, do you want to put Libby?
Yeah, put it in. Please.
Yeah. Okay, that's one of these. Hey, thank you for having us. Appreciate it, big time.
Season 2.
Professor Gimpachi's
Yeah. Too forward. Thank you so much for I saw you. I peeped you recording the whole thing. I really appreciate that because none of us came prepared enough to do it.
No, between Libby and my husband, they were like bouncing back and forth. Oh, I love your glasses, Yes.
Thank you so much. So much.
I appreciate it.
Crazy.
Okay.
Right? Ain't it cute?
Death Note, by the way, is another great one.
Love it.
And then it's like, I don't like, I'm like, and I'm like, girl, you have like 50 now. What else do you want?
You gotta buy me biscuits. Biscuits, man.
I'll get you and myself biscuits. I need some biscuits.
Pretty much. All strawberry milk.
Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's vlog. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, go ahead and hit the bell notification right next to my picture so you're notified every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.